Now compare that to Donald Trump, because I think everyone here knows he doesn't actually fight for the middle class. Instead, he fights for himself and his billionaire friends. And he will give them another round of tax breaks that will add up to $5 trillion to the national debt. Instead of a Trump tax hike, we will pass a middle-class tax cut that will benefit more than 100 million Americans.
Pennsylvania Senator Bob Casey praising the Harris's so-called price gouging plan.
The corporations say your prices are up only because their costs are up. They're selling you a lie. Prices are up because these corporations are scheming to drive them up. Most companies are good companies. It's the food conglomerates that sit behind the supermarkets, the faceless wholesalers. They're the ones who are extorting families at the checkout counter. This is greedflation.
Greedflation is what he's calling it. Harris's other economic proposals include expanding the child tax credit, housing credits, and a 44.6% tax on capital gains and a 25% tax on unrealized gains. Lots of commentary about those two. Joining me now is the Red Apple Group Chairman and CEO and United Refining Company Chairman and CEO, John Catsimatidis. John, it's great to see you. I think they're talking about you. Are you price gouging, John?
Absolutely not. I know Bob Casey, and I gave Bob Casey's dad his last birthday party at the Four Seasons in New York. And the Casey family is a good family, but he's absolutely wrong on this. You have to look at the difference between the Trump era and the Joe Biden era. And when President Biden came in, he doubled the price of gasoline to the consumer, and he increased the price of food 30 to 40% because of the doubling of the price of gasoline. And that's what caused the inflation. So as inflation went up, the Fed had no choice but raise the interest rates, which put the real estate market in a turmoil and then put the banks in a turmoil. So it all started. President Biden made the poor people poorer because they buy gasoline every day. They buy food every day. They made the poor people poorer and made the middle class poorer. And that's what it comes down to. If you look at the comparison between the 3.5 years of President Biden and the 4 years of Donald Trump, and that's what you have to look at. If you double or triple the price of gasoline, and that's what the food industry runs on, diesel fuel.
Yeah, no, I know that. But I want to get to oil in a second because this is such an important point that you make. I want to first talk about food because Kamala Harris was very clear. She's been very clear on all her rallies. She says she's going to make it a law. She's going to ensure that anyone who price gouges is going to be facing consequences. She will ban all price gouging. She says that's the reason that prices for groceries have gotten out of control. So what do you want to say to those people who believe the reason that we're facing this inflation that we are right now, that we went all the way up to 40-year highs, was not the fact that they spent $7 trillion, but the fact that companies, grocery companies, are price gouging? What's your answer? How do you prove otherwise?
She doesn't have a clue. Look at the amount of retail stores that have closed, especially in the inner cities. Every Rite Aid store has closed almost nationally. A lot of them in New York, everyone has closed. Walgreens announced that they're closing like 2,700 stores. In New York City, all the drugstores have closed. Now, you
but what's your point? What's your point? That in other words, they're not making money and they're struggling, so they have to close?
The cost. If the manufacturers are charging you $1, you have to pay your payroll, you have to pay your rent, you have to pay your electricity, and the margin in supermarkets traditionally has been 2%. Right. The shrinkage, which is the stuff that disappears, traditionally has been 1.5%. The inner cities, what the problem is, the shrinkage and this additional security has gone up to 6%.
Well, here she is. Here's Kamala Harris on the campaign trail. Watch this.
I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gouging on food. My plan will include new penalties for opportunistic companies that exploit crises and break the rules.
So there you go. John, I understand what you're saying about the margins. We also looked at the margins. The margins of the grocery companies are pretty much the same. They're very small margins, and they're pretty much the same as they were in 2019. So check on that one. How competitive is this industry? Because she and Elizabeth Warren and all these other, progressives are saying there's no competition in the grocery market, and that's why you all have the opportunity to put prices wherever you want.
That's absolutely wrong. And look at all the inner cities. I can speak for the inner cities. The inner city stores are all closing. The inner city stores cannot do business because of the shoplifting. Maria, if you go into a drugstore or a supermarket and want to buy toothpaste, and you have to wait for the clerk to open up the where it's hidden or where it's locked up,
I know.
You don't want to do that. Nobody's going to be waiting for that.
Let me get to energy real quick. Let me get to energy because the energy sector, as you say, is underlining all of this. You've got to, if you have high oil prices, you've got to transport the food, you got to transport the goods. That's going to add to the cost. But Kamala Harris's aides say that her energy policy is strategically ambiguous. Okay? Reuters writes this: the Harris campaign declined to provide specific answers to detailed questions about how her energy policy will play out and how her past statements align with her current approach. She suggested that she would adhere more closely to the policies of the Biden administration. The Harris campaign has stated she will no longer support a ban on fracking, flip-flopping her previous stance, John. So walk us through the Harris plan for energy and how that may impact inflation going forward.
Well, if the Harris plan for energy is the same as President Biden's plan for energy, we're going to lose. The country's going to lose. The poor people are going to lose. The middle class is going to lose. Look at the Red Sea and the Suez Canal. They're still closed. If the Suez Canal and the Red Sea was open and our Air Force, our Navy could do that in 3 days, well, what's going to happen? The price of crude oil is going to go down $15 a barrel.
So
now, why hasn't the Biden administration opened up the Suez Canal? And because they are favoring Iran. And right now, the Biden administration is favoring Iran and favoring China. We got different problems there, too.
Yeah.
And that's the problem in energy.
Yeah.
If the price of energy goes down, inflation goes away.
Before you go, real quick, Jason Trenner did some really great research for inflation, and he told me that when you have inflation, a spike of inflation to the tune of 6, 7, 8%, of course, we know that it went all the way up to 9.1%. He said typically what you see is 6 months to a year later, you get another spike of inflation. Is that what you're expecting?
I'll let you know on November 6th. If the price of oil comes down, everything goes away. The interest rates go down, the price of inflation goes down, food prices go down, and oil prices, you can afford to, you'll be back down to $2 a gallon.
November 6th, meaning it depends on who wins the election and what policies take precedence?
100%. That's what it comes down to.
Got it.
Who do you believe? 4 years of what Trump did or 3.5 years of what Joe Biden did?
John, thank you. John Catsimatidis joining us on all of this price gouging talk. Stay with us. We'll be right back.